Watch out for scammers online. I really shouldn't have to make this video, but I have to make it. Watch out for scammers. Look, I'm going to talk about a trick many scammers often use. And lately it has come to the light, so more people are becoming aware of it. And that's the following. There are scammers that pretend to be someone you know, especially on social media. They do it so well in order to trap you into either handing over money onto them or they lure you to a place in order to kidnap you. Such things happen. Okay, for example, let's say that I have a buddy. Let's call him Mike. Me and Mike, we used to talk on WhatsApp often in the past, but I don't really use WhatsApp that much. I do have it. I do have a smartphone, as you can see. It's a Wico from France. Yes, okay. So Mike, one day we meet at a cafe, and Mike asked me, Rashid, when am I going to get my money back? I say, Mike, what the heck? Then Mike said, Rashid, you asked me a week ago to send 500 euros to you because you needed to pay the rent. Because you're a buddy of mine, I thought, okay, Rashid is an honest man. I sent the money to you, man. And I'm thinking, dude, I've paid my rent in advance, 3 months in advance. And show me that message I sent to you. Because my phone has been out of service for over three weeks by now. Then Mike says, 3 weeks? I say, yeah. I had a lot of exams, so I didn't have time to fix my phone. And then Mike is looking weird at me. I'm thinking, Mike, what the heck? And then Mike shows the WhatsApp messages. And then I tell Mike, this is not my phone number. I only have 2 phone numbers. And this is not one of them. Okay, this is my profile picture that I use on WhatsApp, but obviously someone stole my profile picture and contacted you. Then Mike said, but look at Rashid, he speaks the way you speak. So we go to the police station and file in a report. What has happened? Someone wanted to scam Mike. They observed that Mike used to hang out with me. So some hackers hacked Mike's WhatsApp, went through his conversations, and they copied the conversations between Mike and me, also my profile picture, and they made a fake account that looked like mine in order to trap Mike. Such things happen. They do. And what I just said to you is a fictive account, by the way. What I just said did not happen, but such things happen out there. And often involves large sums of money. Let's give another parable over here. You have Susie. Susie met a friend on holidays. And she kept contact with the guy. It was nothing sexual. Then one day, she received a message that the guy was coming to her country. And the guy asked her to be her guide, because the guy was a tourist. So Susie thought, okay, I'll go. Susie left her home one day to go to work. After she left work, she was never seen again. 3 days later, she was registered as missing. So when the police began their investigation, they contacted their counterparts in Britain and said, this Susie has had contact with a guy from Wessex. You need to talk with this guy. So the British police asked the guy about all of it. But the British police found out that the guy didn't have an internet connection at the time that those messages were sent. And the guy had no intention to go on holidays because he had to work. So then they figured out, okay, it's not him that sent those messages. Now what has happened? Around Susie, there was a young woman who was part of the shadow government, and they needed to have people to sacrifice unto Satan. So this young woman, she worked at a library. She noticed that Susan was often there. So she befriended Susan once. They chatted a little bit. And from there, she told her handlers about this Susan. So the handlers came up with a plan that they're going to lure her somewhere to the central station, and there they'll have a van to pick her up, well, to kidnap her. And they used that contact she had with that guy from Britain to lure her. Such things happen, folks. And about me, I will never, and let me tell, I'm going to say it clearly unto you now, I will never send you an email asking for financial favors. If I'm involved in any business, I'll address the business partner or the institution or corporation directly. It can be through email or through the phone, but I go through them directly. For example, I ordered this medallion, which is just a piece of art. It has the emblem Rome on it. Well, as a lover of history, I like to gather such stuff. It's not a real emblem from the Roman Empire, but just for fun, just bought it. It was very cheap. And they sent this to me. If I, for some reason, had to pay an extra amount of money to get this thing from the postal office, I would either tell them, you know what, take it away. I'm not going to do that, because those are also scams that often happen. Or I would wait till the end of the month in order to pay. I'm not going desperately around asking people, can you please send me money because I need to do this? No, I'm not that type of individual. So if you ever received a message on my name with my profile picture asking for money, it's not me. And if you receive such a message, please inform me, because I'm going after it. I don't take such crap. So I wanted to warn you about scammers. Because look, if you've been scammed, or let's say someone went missing because they were scammed, yes, the authorities can go after the perpetrators, but you've either already lost money or someone is already missing. It's better to prevent it. That's why I'm warning you. When you receive a message from someone, look at the bigger picture. Okay, so you have a girlfriend, or let's say you have a boyfriend, and the boyfriend asks you to come to town, he has something for you. Okay, you receive the message. You see, it's his profile picture. The way he speaks is his style, kind of texting to you. Look at the phone number. If it's not his phone number, something's off. And call the guy. Don't just think, oh, it's my boyfriend. No, call him. If you try to call and he refuses to pick up, then that's a red flag. Another thing, let's say that you receive a letter that you need to appear before court. Why? Because some debt collector has sued you. A lot of people, when they receive that, they think, okay, I need to go to the court, I need to settle this. hold on a minute. Check the letter. Check the date. Check the documentation code. Check the message. And read carefully. Because there are also fake orders from the court being sent out to trap people. This is what happened to me once, and this is what really happened. There was this debt collector that claimed I had to pay over 2,000 euros concerning some bank account I used to have years ago. The bank account doesn't exist anymore. It has been erased. I have another bank. I've closed my business at the other bank. The loans, it's all done away with. And now, yet this debt collector is saying that in the name of that other bank, I have to pay 2,000 euros. I believe 2,300 euros. So I asked them, gave me documentation that can justify and that can back up this claim. They couldn't send it to me. At the same time, they also had another claim that I had to pay around 400 euros. So I also asked them, justify it. With that one, they sent a piece of paper with my signature and some documents of me that I had at the bank. But even there was no justification for why I had to pay 400 euros. So I noticed something was wrong with it. And here's another thing. The letter for me to appear before court arrived 3 days later, after the date. So later, I received an order from the court that I had to pay those 400 euros. And I told them I can only pay in installments. So that's what I did. Because I realized that, hold on a minute, this case doesn't add up. Now, some people will tell me, Rashid, you need to go after it. You need to fight for your right. No. It's a trap. Look, if you have a debt somewhere, especially at a financial institution like a bank, they go after it. They're not going to wait years. And then suddenly one day they're going to remind themselves, oh, Rashid owed us 2,300 euros that he paid. So he doesn't really owe us. But still we're going to charge him. That it doesn't work like that. And here's the thing. I went to the bank myself to ask about that 2,300 euros. And they looked at it and they thought, what? This doesn't add up. I don't just take things for granted. I look at the bigger picture at stuff. Because this is what would have happened. If I would have received that letter to appear before court on time, and I thought, oh dear, I need to go before court, and I would have gone, then either it would have been a waste of time because the judge would have told the debt collector, listen, where's your documentation? How can you file a case against Mr. Dawson while you have nothing to back it up? And when you do that, you can be fined. And at least that's how it works in the Netherlands. You will be in trouble with the judge if you do that. Or I would have arrived, but there was no case at all. And I thought, okay, there's no case. And while I'm on my way home, there are people following me, tracking me, to kidnap me. I look further. I don't just take things for granted. And this is just one of the weird things I've encountered. I encounter a lot of weird things. That's why I'm telling you, watch out for scammers. Even banks, and if the government tells you to, when you receive a letter in the name of a bank or of a government, check it well. Look, this information I'm sharing here might come on time for some of you. Because I have the feeling that some of you who are watching this, you're about to be trapped very soon. So, take advantage of this message. Look at the bigger picture. Always look at the bigger picture. Me, I'm alert. I am not paranoid. I'm not fearful. I'm alert. When I know that something doesn't add up, I look further. I look deep into it. Well, that's it for now. Again, look at the bigger picture, enjoy life, agree with Christ, and be at peace.